Hi, and welcome to Honest Mental Health Talks. I'm your host, Matthew Williams, and what I want to talk about today is you. One of the things that I have told my patients time and time again, probably to the point that some of them were tired of hearing it, is the fact that the one thing, the only thing that you will take into every encounter in your life is going to be you. You can't guarantee you can have anything else. You can't guarantee you can have friends there, family there, even a support animal can't always be with you everywhere you go, every time you go someplace. But you will. No matter where you go, there you are. That's what the old movie said. And it's very true. You are what you have most. Now, for some of us, that's kind of scary because we don't always like ourselves. We don't always even want to put up with ourselves. But that's what we've got. We've got ourselves. You've got you. I've got me. And that's all we can really guarantee we've got to start with. So that's the one thing that you need to begin working on first. Making sure that you're comfortable with what you are, with who you are. And that is a very difficult request. I know that for some people. That's a very hard thing to ask. But you're going to be there for the rest of your life. No matter how long or how short that is, you are going to be there. You go to a job interview, you're going to be there with you. You meet someone for the first time, you don't know them, but you know you. So what's going to be difficult is the fact that sometimes that is not always going to be the best situation for you. I know a lot of people who honestly feel that they hate themselves. They don't want to be there. They don't want to be them. But they have to be because there's no one else you can be. You can pretend to be someone else, but that falls apart in the long run. What you can guarantee is that you're you. So what the biggest thing you have to work on, the hardest thing you may ever be having to do, is learn to like who you are. And that's hard. Nothing I'm going to suggest, nothing I'm going to recommend, nothing I'm going to say throughout any of these talks is going to be easy. Because if it all came easy for everybody, we wouldn't need these talks. We wouldn't need psychiatrists, psychologists, we wouldn't need counselors or therapists. But life doesn't come at us easy. Life comes at us hard. So work on you. You're already working on making you a better you, or you wouldn't be listening to this talk in the first place. You wouldn't be trying to get help. You wouldn't be trying to figure out what you need to better yourself, to better your place in the world. But work on you first. Don't work on fixing other people. Don't try to fix someone when you're not fixed yourself. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be completely 100%, crystalline, porcelain, ebony, doll perfect, because nobody is. Anybody who pretends to be is lying to themselves and everyone else. What you have to be, however, is at least a little bit comfortable with you. And that can take some time. One of the things that's going to take is some honesty. You're going to have to be honest with yourself. You're going to have to be honest with what you like and dislike about yourself. The best thing I can suggest for a start, some place to begin, is to think about how you treat your friends, how you treat your loved ones, the people you really, truly care about. Think about sitting down with someone, sitting across from them, knowing all of their faults, knowing all of their flaws, and loving them anyway. And then try to do that with yourself. Look in the mirror. If that's not possible, just sit there and imagine you're sitting across from yourself and talk to you. Talk about what you like about you. Talk about what you're comfortable with you being, where you want to be in the world versus where you are. Talk to yourself. Have an honest discussion with you. Because if we can't be honest with ourselves, who can we be honest with? It's just something we need to work on. It's something each and every one of us is going to have to work on, and that's everybody. The only people who don't need to worry about this, who never need to work on this, are narcissists. And if you're one of those, then everything I say is going to be worthless because of the fact that you're going to believe you above everybody else, and you really don't care. I'm not talking to people like that. I'm not talking to people who don't want help, who don't want to be better, who don't want to listen. Talking to you. Because I want you to be comfortable with you. It doesn't matter if you're comfortable with me or anyone else, but you're going to be there every time you turn around. You're right there with you. So work on this. Take your time, sit down, think about it a little bit, be honest with yourself, and don't sit there and immediately say, oh my God, I hate me, I'm a horrible person. We know you know that. You know that. That doesn't need to come back up. What do you like about you? I mean, it could be anything. Start small. I like my nose. I like my ears. I like the way my eyes shine when I walk into a room. Find something about you that you like. Start there. Then work outward. Do you like your laugh? Do you like your smile? Do you like your sense of humor? Even the sense of humor you don't tell anybody else about? The jokes that you find funny that you don't share? Do you like those? Find the things that you like about you. Make a list. Don't have to write it down. I like to write things down, but you don't have to. But make yourself a list of the things that you like. Make yourself a list of the things that work for you. And from there, you begin to work outward. Well, maybe this is something that I'm not a big fan of the way I laugh, but it's okay. I can put up with it. That's something I worried about when I was in high school. I mean, you want to talk about stupid things to be worried about? I was worried about my own laugh to the point that I stopped laughing at jokes. I would just chuckle to me like, and keep my, just smile about it and everything because I hated the way I laughed. I hated the way I laughed. And laughing is instinctual. You don't even really teach that to kids. You do something, enough time in front of a child, if they find it funny, they're going to laugh. Babies laugh. It's instinctual. You can't sit here and create a new laugh, your signature laugh, and market yourself on it and work on it until it's absolutely perfect. That's not a thing. There's so much about us that is intuitive to us, that is exactly who we are, and that's the way we do it, and we don't like it. And 9 times out of 10, it's not that we don't like it, it's we don't like us, and we project that onto aspects of it. If I don't, if there's something that I'm doing that makes it to where I don't like me, then there's something that I can blame. And it's easier to do it that way, to say, well, I don't like me because. No, there's no because. You do, you don't. And a lot of us feel that we have to forgive ourselves for something that we can't forgive ourselves for. And I'd be willing to bet the majority of the time, if you dig down deep into what it is that you're saying you can't forgive yourself for, it was never your fault in the first place. It wasn't yours. It was something someone else did that you took upon yourself because I let it happen. It's not always the case. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to work on these things. These are things that you're going to have to keep up with down the line. For some people, you're simply going to have to think about it all the time. You're going to have to tell yourself, I like me. I'm content with me. I'm content being around me, even if I'm not content with who me is yet. So work on this. Sit down, think about it, write it down if that's what you'd like to do. Record it. Grab your phone, grab your camera, record a video just like this. Nobody ever has to see it, but do something for you that tells you that you like something about you, because you don't have a choice but to be with you for the rest of your life. And I'm hoping that it's a long life, and I'm hoping it's one that you're going to be able to enjoy, and you're going to learn to like yourself in, and you're going to have a nice, long, happy life with you. We'll talk more later. Thanks.